The future is here.
This COA is a classic application of maneuver warfare doctrine, specifically Colonel John Boyd's OODA loop theory: observe, orient, decide, act. The intent is to penetrate the adversary's decision cycle by presenting a deliberately misleading time frame while executing the primary offensive. In other words, the enemy thinks they know when you're going to file a legal document, send intel, or comfortably believe they can stonewall you to then be surprised by the time, date, amount of soldiers, and location of the attack. They're planning for a possible infantry attack in the west, and they get hit with an airstrike in the east. This is a good but not great strategy for self-represented litigants because of the general miscalculation of their knowledge and support by opposing counsel. Not all counsel. Especially when procedural weapons are in their favor. The goal is to induce strategic paralysis and preempt their counter-move, which is usually a bad faith settlement, offers, attempts to suppress your filings, or them attempting to motion you into submission. The 43rd hexagram, qui, breakthrough, mirrors this cause of action precisely. Qui succeeds only when the strike is both morally justified and publicly declared. The moment hidden maneuvering or perceived procedural unfairness appears, opposing counsel, possibly embarrassed from the move, will seize the opportunity to alert the judge, and thus heaven's sanctions turn to condemnation. This condemnation could be the complement of the 43rd hexagram, the 23rd hexagram, thus bringing in elements of being undermined, halted, and sabotaged. Heaven in the human context being the judge. Of course, actual heaven, your spirituality and your ancestors embody that great power more than any human judge could. Thus, any legal action having this energy, especially if the fourth line is stressed, meaning that it goes into the fifth hexagram, becomes a high-risk maneuver. A flash of brilliance that may win the moment, yet lose the campaign. It sacrifices strategic legitimacy for a potential fleeting tactical advantage at the governing dynamics of the legal battlefield. The rules of procedure, the rules of engagement, judicial optics, and the doctrine of fairness can, unfortunately, easily neutralize. The inevitable counterforce to such overextension is delay, represented by the fifth hexagram, patience. This enforced waiting is both the judge's shield of impartiality, bias, or against an appeal. In military terms, COA 43 is a raid, not a decisive engagement. A bold penetration that must immediately consolidate or risk being stalled by the very order it sought to outpace. Wolf Legal Network.